Good morning, and thank you for inviting me to join the 2025 FORPIQ conference. Let me start by expressing my warm thanks to FORPIQ President Mr. David Durand for this kind invitation, and to Johan Belil, FORPIQ co-chair, a former colleague at WIPO, and of course a former Chief Executive Officer of the Canadian Intellectual Property Office. I truly wish I could be with you in person today, but as it happens, I was just in Canada earlier this month, and unfortunately, I have other travel commitments that keep me away this time. Still, I'm delighted to contribute virtually and to share a few insights from the Global Innovation Index 2025, or the GII, focusing on global innovation trends and Canada's performance. Let me begin with a big picture. The GII's Global Innovation Tracker offers a snapshot of how innovation is evolving around the world. The message this year is one of uneven growth. On the investment side, global research and development expenditure continues to rise, but only modestly, roughly 1 to 2% annually. Venture capital activity has weakened. The number of VC deals globally fell by about 9% last year, and international patent filings have been broadly stagnant. In contrast, technological progress and technology adoption show more encouraging signs. Computing power is still expanding rapidly. AI, of course, is at the top of virtually every business and policy discussion, and the costs of renewable energy keep falling. And even productivity growth, long stagnant, is showing early signs of improvement in some economies. So the global picture is quite mixed. Innovation investment is soft, but technological progress continues and keeps transforming economies and societies. Turning to Canada, the story is one of consistent high performance with room for greater translation of research strength into market outcomes. In 2025, Canada ranks 17th among 139 economies worldwide. That places it firmly among the world's high innovation performers. Since 2020, its position has varied between 14th and 17th, showing stability at a strong level. Canada performs better on innovation inputs, ranking 13th, than on innovation outputs, where it ranks 20th. In simple terms, Canada invests heavily in innovation but converts those investments into outputs less efficiently than some of its peers. Canada's core strengths are clear. First and foremost, its universities. The University of Toronto, McGill University, and the University of British Columbia all rank among the world's top 40 scientific institutions. Canada ranks 4th globally on the H Index for scientific publications and 6th for university industry R&D collaboration. This is a formidable foundation for a knowledge economy. Second, market sophistication stands out, where Canada ranks 8th worldwide. Its well-functioning credit markets, open trade and investment regime, and diversified economy provide fertile ground for innovation to flourish. And third, Canada is home to 3 major innovation clusters featured in the GI's Top 100 Global Innovation Cluster ranking: Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Each plays a pivotal role in Canada's innovation landscape, from computer technologies to digital communications and engineering. And together they reflect the country's broad geographic and industrial base. But there's also a challenge: to translate world-class science into commercial innovation at scale. Of course, this is happening. There are outstanding success stories across sectors, but not yet at the scale that Canada's scientific and excellence would predict and that Canadian policymakers would like to see. 2 data points illustrate this. Canada's gross research and development expenditure stands at 1.8% of GDP, below the levels of many top innovation economies, and that ratio has declined in recent years. In addition, the share of R&D performed by enterprises stands at 58%, which is lower than in many of Canada's peer economies. A similar picture emerges when looking at patenting activity. Canadian residents file about 100 patent applications per million inhabitants, which is lower than in many of Canada's peer innovation economies. In short, Canada's innovation system is robust, but it could generate more market impacts from its leading research base. Let me emphasize, this is not a message of underperformance. Canada remains an innovation leader with sophisticated institutions, excellent universities, and a dynamic entrepreneurial base. But as Canada adjusts to a changing global economy, reshaped by technological advances and new trade dynamics, there's scope to reinvigorate the innovation ecosystem, to make it more vibrant, more connected, and even more agile in transforming ideas into commercial success. And I understand that this year's FORPIQ conference will explore precisely this challenge, including how Canada can strengthen innovation in strategic sectors such as defense. These are exactly the kinds of conversations that drive progress. Let me close by once again thanking FORPIQ, Mr. Durand, Mrs. Belil for the kind invitation to contribute. I wish you a very successful conference and productive discussions. Thank you very much.